Hey guys, happy Friday. It's operations time again today, and we're going to throw in a little bit of a layout update over here in between. But we're running a local down to Huntington Beach here. Now, let's get fired up really quick. We'll get the locomotive going over here, over on the left-hand side right there. There we go, light on. And everybody's been saying, where's all the guys? So actually, one of the things that well, I wasn't using the guys as much because I have them on these little platforms, just little piece of styrene, and I kind of had them kind of big so that they didn't fit into the front of the train right there, but I went ahead and trimmed the guys there, and so it may be a little bit harder for them to stand on the ground, but at least I can get them on the locomotive here, because I miss using them too, because it's kind of fun right there. So we got Mr. Torres, he's running down to Huntington Beach. We know how this might go. Let me go ahead and get my my lift up bridge down and make sure my track's all set. And let's pull on out of here. Right there, enough bell as always. So yeah, we'll pull over here. You can see that light blue car right there. That's our line of cars. I'm using JMRI, so we're going to be talking operations here and operation schemes, you know, car cards, waybills, rolling dice, switch lists, all that kind of stuff today. But we'll pull over here, we'll grab this line of cars here, which if you're not new, you know I've started playing with JMRI again. So here's my switch list right here, and I actually printed this one out because I got printer ink, you know, because I've been doing some backgrounds over in the new section, which we'll take a look at too. And you know, I mentioned that in the other video that I was playing around with JMRI again. A whole bunch of people jumped in there, had all sorts of suggestions and things like that. Now, I did a video, I actually looked, I think it was like 4 or 5 years ago, maybe 3 years, I'm not sure, on doing JMRI. So I initially, well, let me back up a little bit. I guess back when I was, you know, kind of just starting on the layout here, I was trying to figure out an operations scheme, I guess that's the best way to put it. You know, how to run the trains, you know, how to route the trains and all that kind of stuff. And I wanted to do car cards and waybills, and I kind of started doing that, but then I quickly kind of got a little bit confused, and I wanted to add some more randomness and stuff like that instead of having, you know, your 4 position waybill sort of thing. And then I jumped over to JMRI. I really set up the entire layout was set up for JMRI, you know, and I had it all computerized, the whole bit like that. And then I got kind of tired of that. And that's when I came up with just my little more simplified rolling of dice and just numbering of industries, you know, so every industry had a number and a color code, and then I would roll a dice, and you know, for each car that came in over here to determine where it was going, that sort of thing. And that's probably like the simplest method that I can think of, really. It's like just number your industries. You got 5 industries, 1 through 5. Take a 6-sided dice, roll it for each car. If it comes up with you know, 6, well then just discard it, roll it again, and there you go. And then just, you know, write down, scribble down on a piece of paper where every car is going, that sort of thing. And I bounce around between these things, and so I've kind of come full circle, sort of back around to, I was going to do car cards and waybills again for the layout. And I started looking at all sorts of videos because, you know, there's a little bit of an aspect of gameplay here. So, you know, on a model railroad, we use all these different little methods to try to, you know, sort of route our cars around, and there's all these variables that go into it. You know, do you have a switching layout? Is it a sort of you got a bigger layout where you're, you know, just running, you know, through freights and that sort of thing with a little bit of switching happening here and there. So there's all these little variables that go into, you know, which method works best maybe on your layout, and then also what what you feel like. And that's why I've done every different kind. I've used JMRI, like I said. I've used a little bit of a variation of a car card and waybill sort of thing. and my little rolling of dice thing, and it just varies between how I'm feeling that day, you know. So currently, I'm on the JMRI kick, and so I'm setting everything up with JMRI and trying to get trying to get cars going. I know we're kind of rolling slow here because I want to actually go take a look at a little bit of layout update here while we're at it, and back before we go do our switching. So anyway, we'll get back to the whole talking about JMRI stuff here, you know. Oh boy, it's fun. Let's take a look at some layout over here, layout update over here. So we hop over to the newest section, Orange, California here. And one of the things I was doing was I needed to get some printer ink. I finally got some ordered in, and I started printing out some backgrounds there. So, you know, I have my mountain background there, but that's the starting point. Then you got to kind of get those little in-between scenes, right? So, you know, street scenes where the street goes into the background, and then buildings and things like that. And so I've got a couple printed out here. You can see that little wall there with the shrubbery there back behind that rock. I got a little building here. I got a little street scene right there, and that's all I got. But you can see it's starting to look a little bit better here. We've actually got a little bit of background scenery looking right there. So that's the big update. I'm starting to print stuff out over here, and you know, I was painting my little streets right here. When I started doing it, somebody was kindly enough pointed out, hey, your street doesn't match the same color as the background right there. And so I've been toning down the street color over here. Still got to do a couple of different washes on here and get it really matched up right there. That one's a little bit closer because they used to be very you know, gray, whereas the backgrounds are a little bit more tanner. And this one looks a little bit better, but still needs a little bit of work over here. Anyway, yeah, so that's the big update right there. Been doing that stuff, working on the layout over here. And mostly, let's come back here and grab our train as it's heading through Cerritos. Mostly I've been playing around with JMRI, and so what I did, I basically took all of my cars off of the layout, put them into, you know, quote, staging, and then started having 3 different trains run out throughout the layout, kind of divided up into 3 different sections. So like this section right here is Cerritos La Mirada, right? So I had a train that came out here, started dropping cars off. Then I had Huntington Beach section here, another train, which is what we're running, a second train out here right now, would run cars out here and do some switching, but mostly was just doing drop-offs. We're actually going to do a little bit of switching. And then of course Orange over here, we had a couple of trains run out here and do a little bit of switching and playing around. So we are still playing with JMRI, trying to you know, get it all situated, see how it's working and whatnot. Boy, we're going slow over here. These guys are going to be pissed. Luckily, nobody's waiting on the train, at least on this side. All right. Mr. Torres over there honking at the horses, waving to them. By the way, I have my door opened up over here, and there's a little beam of sunlight coming down. That's what this is, right here. But anyway, yeah, so I'm still playing with JMRI and just kind of running trains out at this point to those 3 different major areas of the layout. And I think this will be the second train out here to Huntington Beach. So I'm gonna put the camera down here. We gotta swap over that guy there, Mr. Torres. Get that for us. And actually, I got to get my switch list there. Got to honk for the weirdos there under the bridge. All right, so as we roll on in over here, let's take a look what we got. So we're doing one switching over at Soundtracks right there. We're taking one car out, putting one car in. That's that one right there, and then basically just doing drop-offs all over the place. So, like I said, we've only been doing drop-offs so far. I haven't done any pickups yet because we didn't have any cars out on the layout. Let me go ahead and Mr. Torres will hop off over there. And I would put him down on the ground there, but we want to keep this video some semblance of not being too long. Let me put this down over here. We'll run in there. I got my clipboard. I was using my little cheap Fire, iPad type thing, tablet. But since I got printed ink or printer ink, I managed to print one out here. Sometimes I like to have a piece of paper, But yeah, talking about different switching methodology, I watched quite a few videos, and actually, like I was saying, it just depends on what you feel like doing, what you want to do, how you want to do it. I watched Seaboard Central. He did a video just recently talking about it, and his little switch list that he uses, because he's a real world, I think Norfolk Southern engineer. And so he's very much into, doing it just the way he's doing it in the real world, right? So he's got a nice little switch list kind of thing that he uses. I think he uses JMRI to generate that. I'm not sure. I can't remember now. But and then I watched a whole bunch of videos on car cards and Waybills and things like that. Boy, this is going to be a mess over here. We got so many cars. I don't know what we're going to do. We're going to be blocking streets and everything. But yeah, I watched a whole bunch of different guys talking about car cards and Waybills. Oh, and what was it? Humanity Junction there. He just did his last live stream there. I didn't watch the whole thing. I kind of had to skip around a little bit, but he was talking about his little method, doing car cards and Waybills sort of thing for his layout. And actually, it was a good thing. I did see the part where he was talking about it sort of re-energized him. Kind of gave him a little bit of purpose for working on the layout instead of doing scenery and other stuff that he said he didn't really care for. And we still got to keep on going here. Let's keep on rolling. We got to get all these cars around, because then we're gonna get do a run around here and do our drop off and pick up for soundtracks. Now I'll lay off the horn right here because we're chatting about important things here. But yeah, I like that he kind of said that. He just kind of doesn't like doing scenery. It's not his favorite thing to do, and that trying to come up with his crazy spreadsheet of car cards and Waybills and things like that kind of re-energized him and gave him a little bit of a purpose, a little bit of motivation. That's the word I'm looking for. Motivation to come and start doing stuff like that. And that's the same way that I kind of am, and that's why I kind of switch things up a little bit. Sometimes I do JMRI, sometimes I do something else, because you just kind of whatever motivates you to come out and play with your trains. Sometimes you may get kind of stuck in a rut. That's the way life is. A lot of times people get stuck in ruts and they get bored with something. Well, maybe you just got to do something a little bit different to help you along. All right, break off over here. We'll keep on rolling here. I know we're kind of blocking. We got just enough cars here so that we're not blocking the street here in Huntington Beach. Well, kind of not blocking it over here. And we can get over on our tail end of the train over here to the BNSF tank car. And we'll be able to come in here and switch soundtracks. And like I said, I'm not sure how long this video is going to be. I'm not sure how far we're going to get with the switch in here. But hey, it's fun watching trains run, isn't it? So, yeah, I'd like to know what everybody else does. Do you use JMRI? Do you use, just handwritten switch lists, that kind of thing? That's another thing. I've seen other guys doing that. And that's kind of what I do when I do my dice rolling, And speaking of dice rolling, that's the other thing I wanted to kind of touch on was how prototypical do you want to be, right? There's kind of, I think, a difference in model railroading where, and this is again personal preference, but sometimes sometimes you may feel like being super prototypical, and so you want a prototypical sort of switch list. Do it exactly the way they do it in the real world, aka kind of like maybe Seaboard Central. And then sometimes you kind of want to make it a little bit different. You want to have a little bit more fun, a little bit more like game-ish, I could say, or not game-ish, but it's like kind of maybe a derogatory way of putting it, but more interesting and more fun for you. And so I see that as car cards and waybills. Every time I see car cards and waybills, and I see people like have color codes, you know what I think of? Monopoly cards. It's almost like car cards and waybills seems to me like playing Monopoly, which is fun, and it's actually kind of appealing to me, which is why I always kind of want to do that. But I just haven't gotten around to completely implementing something like that. Because in my case, and like I said, this is all personal preference, and just your style of how you want to run your railroad and stuff. I have a short attention span, so that's one of my it's one of my characteristics, and so I get bored easily, and so I'm gonna connect up there. Give me a good connection there. Ooh, there we go. It just clicked. Thank you very much. All right, so let's take a little breather here and see what we're doing. Soundtracks, we're picking up the DMM car that's in the industry, and we're dropping off the AOK car. That's our little light blue car all the way at the other end of the train. All right, brakes off. Let's pull this out. We'll get into our industry, do our first switching maneuver here, but what was I talking about? Oh yeah, Monopoly. I always think of Monopoly when I think of car cards and waybills. Always fun like that. Oh yeah, I was talking about how I have a short attention span. Go figure. And or I get bored easily. I kind of just I always need something to motivate me. And actually, one of the biggest motivators for me to work on my layout, it doesn't even have to be sort of related to the physical layout. I like doing YouTube videos. That's why I do a lot of videos, and some people just do a couple videos if they do videos, but that's a big motivation for me, actually. I like doing videos on YouTube, and so that motivates me to work on the layout, to get some scenery done, to get some stuff printed out over there so that I can share it with everybody. I've got like 9 different YouTube channels. Not all of them are, big channels or anything like that, but, and they're all sort of separated by interests, which is a whole nother story. But it's one of the things that, I found, for me at least, that motivates me to work on my layout is doing YouTube videos and running operations like this, and interacting with all you guys in the chat and that kind of thing. So all that to say, there's more than one way to skin a cat, right? Ooh, there we go. We got him. We got our first car here. That little I call it mauve there, but our little pseudo weathered up car. Whoop, wrong way there, Engineer Rick. Come on. So this is the only pickup on this train. Like I said, we're still just into the first half a dozen trains in JMRI that have come out to the layout. As a matter of fact, I think this is probably like number 5 or something like that, since I took all of the cars off and just completely sort of reset the layout, so to speak. Right there will do. Oh yeah. All right, we'll drop this guy off on the main line. I'm gonna put the camera down here and make sure you can see something. There we go. Hopefully not focused in on the power line there. Look, that's another interesting little a question I can pose. What motivates you to work on your layout, or even just run your layout? I know wintertime for a lot of you guys, because all of a sudden, you know, come December, all the videos start popping up. All right, right there is good. I'm gonna cut this guy loose and we'll do our first drop off here. Yeah, I always find it interesting to see what other people are, you know, how people think on their layout, how people operate their layouts. I enjoy all the different ones, you know, all the different methodologies, but it's always fun to hear what other people are thinking and what other people are, you know, what gets them motivated to do their layout stuff. I can tell you, if I wasn't doing videos from the very start, because this channel is going on almost 5 years now, I probably would not be this far along on the layout if I didn't almost knocked over my giant transformer there. I think I'm going to set this guy out all the way on the first door there. By the way, that's another thing I've been trying to figure out how to do in JMRI is set up car spots. I haven't seen that yet. Ooh, right there it will do. So currently, JMRI just kind of, you know, brings the cars into and out of the industry, but I haven't seen anywhere where I can set up individual car spots. So I'm kind of just making it up as I go on the fly here. All right, I think we're good. We're ready to pull on out. Now then, things are going to get really interesting, because we got the one pickup and then we got all these other cars, and we're almost done with the video. We haven't even done anything. So we got Jack's surfboard, taking a look at my well, it's a manifest printout, but I call it my switch list here. So we're dropping the next car off, that yellow R-Box car, over at Jack's Surfboards. Right there's good. So we're gonna have to get our pick up our little pickup. This guy here, keep on shoving all the way back. We'll get all the background industries done over here. Ooh, Benjamin's hanging out outside over there. There we go. I think we got him. Ooh, let me see if this works, because I actually did do my what is it? I should have done the coupler sound. I added 2 more functions down here. Those 2 at the bottom. I got the coupler sound on there, but I just got to remember to do it there. There you go. And then the other one was setting brake. So, though it's really, I got to turn up the volume on it. You can kind of barely hear it right there. I got to go in there and start programming the CVs there a little bit more. All right, we're heading in the right direction. Let's keep on shoving over here. We'll get at least Jack's Surfboards done, and then you know, call it a day. Oh, by the way, another little update while we're rolling back over here. I say we, me. I have been working on my LED lights for my Southern Pacific GP38. That's another thing, boy. Model railroading. Soldering little tiny wires and all that crud. Ay, ay, ay. I know there's a lot of guys out there where that's what they're into, and they're really good at it and everything. I'm good at it. I just don't want to do it. It's not my cup of tea, sort of thing. But excuse me. So I got LEDs. I went through a whole bunch of different LEDs trying to get the right ones. I still don't have the right ones. I ended up getting the bright white ones, and they kind of look bluish, you know what I mean? They're like bright white, bluish. And let's see here, right there is good. Let me put the camera down over here. So I got all my LEDs soldered up. Got the locomotive all put back together, and I was testing everything as I went. And for some reason, my beacon up at the top, right? Because I got 5 LEDs in that locomotive, 2 in front, 2 in back, and the sort of rotating beacon up top. The rotating beacon isn't working. I have no idea why. And I tested the LED as I was, putting it all together. The other thing is, I think I got a short in there somewhere, so I got to take the whole damn thing apart again and figure out. There we go. Let's do that and figure out where my wires are shorting out there, because all of the LEDs stay on all of the time in a dim mode. So if I go forward, the forward headlight LEDs are nice and bright. If I go backwards, the back ones are bright, but then they stay on all the time in a dim mode, So if I'm going forward, the back ones are actually on dim, and vice versa. So I haven't figured that out, because that's not the way the original ones were working. So anyway, that just to say that's in progress. I'm still working on that, trying to figure it out between either having some sort of a oopsie short in the wiring there. Maybe something's touching somewhere, and I need to do a little bit better job of insulating my my soldering and wiring work there. All right, so let me kind of show you over here. So we got one car already in here, and he's staying. We're not picking up any other pickups on this whole train, so we got to move this guy over to that spot. So let me prop the camera down here where you can kind of see everything. We'll grab this guy, we'll shove him down to the next door, and then we'll drop off our yellow rail box car. Oop. There we go. I think I got it halfway decent for the coupler sound. Somebody had mentioned about have I thought about making the setting the lighting up so that it it works prototypically, right? That sort of thing. I know you can do that with the CVs. I haven't done that. But with the ESU cab controller here and the way you consist it, you can actually do it manually. So if you really wanted it to be prototypical, and I'm running, say, a 2-engine consist, I can actually go into the individual engine and turn the light on, turn the light off, that sort of thing. I mean, you talk about being prototypical, right? That's what they're doing in the real world, right? I'm sure they got controls for the locomotive behind you, that sort of thing. All right, where are we going here? We're pulling out. We're almost done over here, guys. I know we got brakes off there, Engineer Rick. All right, we're gonna cut it right here. I think that's it. That's it for today. I think we've talked enough about all sorts of stuff here, but anyway, lighting thing. Now, I kind of, and I just saw somebody talking about it when I was watching videos and stuff like that. Maybe it was the Model Railroad guy there, DCC guy. I think he mentioned it in one of his videos. I actually like having it sort of non-prototypical, or maybe it was Seaboard Central, can't remember. But, talking about we sort of use our headlights to see which direction we're pointing, right? Like this. Like I know which direction that guy is going to go, right? If I put him in reverse, there you go. I kind of use that. I like using that as my little method for for running my trains, because let's face it, I'm not actually sitting in the locomotive looking at my switches of my lights and stuff like that. I'm standing out here in a big drone view. So that's the way I like to run it. Anyway, boy, I think that's all we're gonna do today. Let's see what we got. So we got jack surfboards done over here with Soundtrack's jack surfboards. We got reliable lumber getting a drop off. And then we got 4 cars, actually 5 if you include the our little oil section right there. A lot of these cars are getting dropped off over here because in JMRI I kind of set it up so that I can put, I think, 3 or 4 cars on each track, and I think I have enough here. We'll see in the next video if I do, but that'll be in the next video. Like I said, guys, I'll let you go right now. Have a good weekend. I hope you enjoy the video here, enjoyed the chit chat a little bit, and again, in the comments, let me know, what do you use? Use JMRI? Do you use cards, Waybills? What do you find that motivates you to come out and play on your railroad and you know, do some scenery work and stuff like that, or whatever you're doing? Guys, have a good weekend. I'll see you next time. Take care.